Hi everyone, we're back to playing God of War on Titan difficulty. This is God of War Ascension. We now have the Amulet of Ouroboros, and right here you want to just heal the platform until it is something that you can jump on. If you heal it all the way, then it's going to reconstruct this whole thing. I didn't really mess up over here, but I didn't have the thing work out so perfectly. And I wanted to demonstrate how this works here. So once you cast the magic of the Ouroboros, you see how the meter has to go up all the way. Again, the circle has to refill. You don't have to wait for it to refill. If you mess up when you're trying to reconstruct these things, it's fine. They let you do it as many times as you want, as long as you're in the right kind of area where they're wanting you to use the particular magic. Now, when you're in combat, you can't just use it over and over again. It's just that when you're not in combat and you're doing these puzzles, the game makers are not going to force you to wait until the thing regenerates all the way. So that's the first one of the 7 decayed chests in this game. I think there's 7, and there's a trophy for getting them, but it's not going to appear because I already got the trophy. So there's a long cutscene with the prophet there, and I cut it out. So we're going to go over here to grab a very obvious phoenix feather, and I think it's going to be in the next video where we get an upgrade, and it'll be the final one of those. Okay, so we're just doing some scaling here of rocks, and we're going to be jumping over there. It's been a while since I put this video together, so I'm going to have to kind of play it by ear, see what's going on. There's a few battles. Okay, this battle, I remember this one here. We're going to be going over here, and there's a chest of health and magic, so you could also come back here after the battle's done if you don't want to waste these chests. There's nothing... the only chests here are these two, so don't bother unless you want to. But this fight up here, I was kind of trying to see what the game was... the limitations of the game over here, and because there's always, whenever the game tells me to do something like in a tutorial, when I know what's going on, I say to myself, you know what, how about I don't use the Ouroboros attack here and see what happens. And what happens is these guys will spawn indefinitely, so if you want to make a lot of money over here, you can do so. The only thing that will make these guys stop spawning is if you actually do what it's telling you to do there and pressing the L2 and square button. Since I didn't want to waste too much time with my guide and stuff, and since I don't want to grind for money here, I just want a faithful run of this whole game and just make sure that what you see is what you get as far as the treasure chest. I just want to get whatever I receive as far as the boxes. I just want to make sure that all makes sense to everybody. I don't want to have to get a lot of money here, and then maybe, somebody might not know what's going on about how much they should have as far as red orbs if they're not grinding for money. So there's no need to grind for money in this game. There really isn't. In God of War 2, there was a need if you were struggling on the Theseus boss fight. Anyway, so that was the one instance where the level 3 blades versus Theseus were very helpful if you couldn't do that boss fight. I couldn't for the longest time, and then when I redid my guide, I made sure that I just fought that guy with the level 2 blades. Okay, this fight up here, I don't like this fight because they put the checkpoint right up there, and you have to do your rolls here every single time. I actually learned from one of my subscribers. I don't know if he's an actual subscriber, but he posted a comment, and I didn't even know this. When you're dodge evading, if you tap the square button, you go faster, and I never even knew that. I was just a traditional roller, and then tapping square. Why don't they just let you just do the fast roll by default? His roll was a lot faster than the first 2 games. And then it just didn't even work in the PSP versions, those ports. It was just so bad of a roll. But the reason I let this fight exist in its form that you're going to be viewing it at here with kind of some sloppiness is that I was sick of rolling all the way over here every single time, even with that fast roll, because I don't want to keep pressing the square button every time I roll, but just to let you know that you can do that. It's a little tricky. You kind of have to use your other hand to press the square button, but these sirens are pretty bad. I mean, whenever it's them with other guys, it's pretty bad. These enemies, they love to spam their magic attacks. They're always a problem. Well, I don't know if they're always were a problem, but they sure were a real annoyance in God of War 3. Just because they would disappear and turn into a different color, and then you would need to illuminate them with the head of Helios lamp, and it was just a real nuisance in combat because you would have to go out of your way to go over to them and then illuminate them just so you could hit them, and they do a lot of damage to you in God of War 3 and in this game. So just really watch out for their attacks. I don't think they were that bad in God of War 2. I honestly don't think they were. But, you know, just be really careful of them. And you pick up that weapon if you want to and start slashing at them. You see, when it's just them, it's not really an issue. Like, maybe if there's two of them, then you got a problem. And we're going to have to deal with that problem in the Trial of Archimedes, but I'm kind of I don't really like this white halo over the head sometimes. It's just I don't know. I don't want to keep doing the white halo. I just want to keep hitting them. You don't have to. You see, why do they get the white? She got it twice over her, and she's still not dead. The white halo should be the halfway point of their life, because the sirens in God of War 3, you would get the circle prompt, and you would have to do the circle prompt twice to kill them. I think you could sometimes kill them in other ways if you just brute forced your way and just punched them to death, but if you wanted to just do it like by the book and just get them out of the way as quick as possible, then you would just grab them with the circle button, and that was kind of I don't know, people kind of made fun of that little circle prompt heading over their head, so I like the halos.